This orange cake from Cake Mix and with chocolate frosting is easy and delicious. And as you can see, it only requires a few simple ingredients. In this bowl, I have one 15.25 ounce box of white cake mix along with one small box of orange gelatin, 3 ounces. To that, I'm going to add 3 large eggs, 1 cup plus 2 tablespoons of orange juice. In terms of grams, that's about 270 grams. I am using orange juice with some pulp, but you could use no pulp, lots of pulp, freshly squeezed, whatever you want. To enhance the orange flavor, I'm going to add the zest of 1 orange, about a tablespoon. About 1 teaspoon. My orange had a little bit more than that, so that is why I'm going to cut down on the orange extract. The recipe should be 1 teaspoon of orange extract and 1 teaspoon of orange zest. But like I said, I have a little bit more orange zest because my orange was on the larger side. So I'm going to use a little bit less orange extract. Citrus zest has oils in it, where if you add too much lemon or lime zest or orange zest, it can give your cake a weird alcohol-y flavor. So that's why I'm lowering that a little bit. I'm also going to use 1 tablespoon of white vinegar. I know that might make you think, Parnell, I think you've lost your chef hat, but it's not going to make the cake sour. It's going to help create an acidic environment to help the cake be fluffier and moister. I'm also going to add a 1/4 cup of canola oil. Now, all I have to do is add everything to the mixing bowl, and then I'm going to get my handheld electric mixer and I'm going to beat everything on medium speed for 1.5 to 2 minutes. I started beating the cake mix batter and I tasted it. It tastes great. Although it looks great as it is, I'm envisioning an orange cake having a more intense orange color, so I'm going to add some food coloring. Do not feel obligated to do this. I'm going to do 5 drops of red and 5 drops of yellow, and then I'm going to continue beating and see where that takes me. I will let you know how many drops of food coloring I use. So far, I've mixed in 25 drops of red food coloring and 25 drops of yellow food coloring. I just added 5 more of each, so this would be a grand total of 30 drops of red and 30 drops of yellow. I ended up adding a lot more food coloring than I was anticipating. I ended up adding 40 drops of red and 40 drops of yellow for a grand total of 80 drops of food coloring. Seems like a lot, but thinking back to my red velvet cake recipe, I'm pretty sure I add 80 drops of red food coloring in total, so 40 and 40. It takes a lot of food coloring to color cake batter. That is what I have learned. Now that my cake batter is the way I want it, I tasted it, even though it has raw eggs. It tastes amazing, nice orange flavor. It has that bright orange color. I am going to pour my batter into my prepared 8-inch cake pans. And of course, I am going to get my food scale so that I can get perfectly even layers. Now my orange cake layers are ready for the oven. They're going to go in at 325 degrees Fahrenheit for, I'm guessing, 35 to 40 minutes, but I'll let you know. I just love that intense orange color. My cake layers just came out of the oven. They were in at 325 for 40 minutes. They look and smell incredible. Now it's time to frost my orange cake. Here I have chocolate cream cheese frosting. I'm not sure which recipe will be up first, but whether this goes up before the frosting recipe does, do not worry, I will give that recipe to you. It's easy, it's delicious. I think you could use a lot of different frostings on this orange cake from Cake Mix. I think a regular cream cheese frosting would be fantastic, but I think the color combination and the flavor combination of the orange and chocolate cream cheese is going to be incredible. The chocolate cream cheese frosting that I used on the cake was absolutely fantastic. I'm going to go over the recipe in more detail in a separate video, but just so you know, I basically just added cocoa powder to my normal cream cheese frosting without butter recipe. Although some people might find the idea of tanginess with chocolate a bit odd, it was actually extremely delicious. Think of a chocolate cheesecake or adding cream cheese to brownies. Absolutely fantastic. If you're looking for a new chocolate frosting recipe that's delicious but a bit different from what you've probably had, and also probably a little bit lower in calories since there's no butter, stay tuned for my upcoming chocolate frosting video. You won't want to miss it. I just finished frosting my orange cake with my chocolate cream cheese frosting. I cleaned up the platter a bit, and now I'm going to chill it in the refrigerator for a few hours before digging in. After chilling in the refrigerator for a few hours, I was more than ready to dig into this orange cake. I had never made nor ever tried an orange cake, so I was really curious. Honestly, this orange cake from Cake Mix was really delicious. It was definitely moist and it had a good orange flavor. I also really liked the color of the cake. It turned out to be a very bright shade of orange. Although the cake itself was good, I feel like the chocolate cream cheese frosting definitely stole the show. Honestly, I don't eat chocolate cake very much, and I eat cake with chocolate frosting even less frequently. So even though I might not be the best judge of chocolate frostings, this chocolate frosting was definitely good. The frosting had a very strong chocolate flavor, so it was almost like a dark chocolate frosting with a bit of tang from the cream cheese. Like I said, I'll elaborate on the frosting in an upcoming video, but what I did want to say is that although the frosting was definitely chocolatey and definitely good, to be honest, I felt like it kind of overpowered this cake. When I took a bite of the cake itself without any frosting, I could tell that it was an orange cake, but honestly, when I took a normal bite with both cake and frosting, it basically tasted like a chocolate cake, or maybe a chocolate cake with a bit of orange in the background. This cake was definitely very beautiful. I really liked the brown and bright orange color combination. This would be the perfect Halloween cake or fall cake because of those colors. However, the dark brown color of the frosting was a result of adding a ton of cocoa powder, so the frosting had a very strong chocolate flavor. If you've ever had really dark chocolate, it has a very strong flavor, so that's basically what happened here. In order to balance out the flavors a bit more, I would add a little bit more orange flavor to the cake. Maybe 2, possibly 3 teaspoons of orange zest instead of just 1. Also, sometimes oranges have a bit of acidity in them, and this cake was definitely on the sweet side, so I think that instead of adding a cup plus 2 tablespoons of orange juice, perhaps adding a cup of orange juice and then 2 tablespoons of lemon juice would be better, just to help add a bit of acidity. However, if you really want the flavor in this orange cake from Cake Mix to come through, I would use a regular cream cheese frosting and not a chocolate cream cheese frosting. Or if you do use a chocolate frosting, don't add so much cocoa powder. Even though I think that the balance of flavors could have been improved in this cake, overall I'm very pleased with how it turned out, especially visually, because like I said, this orange cake with chocolate cream cheese frosting is the perfect color for Halloween. If you serve this at a party, I'm sure that everyone would talk about it. So if you make this cake and you adjust the recipe in any way, let me know in the comments below how it turned out for you. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.